Hi everyone, it's Chelsea here, bringing you another segment of Living in Southwest Florida. If you're thinking of moving to Fort Myers, you may be wondering if after recent events, it's still possible to buy a home here. The good news is that there are plenty of options available even after Hurricane Ian. And as things get repaired and cleaned up, even more options are coming back online every day. Some buyers, like investors and flippers, may have actually had new opportunities created for them as homeowners who were affected by the storm are now looking to sell their homes. So inventory for fixers is increasing right now. So let's spend some time today discussing 3 components on market conditions here in Fort Myers and what they now look like. But before we jump in, really quickly, it would mean a lot to me if you could go ahead and hit that like button so that YouTube algorithms share this information with others and let me know exactly what you'd like more of. As a thank you, here's a video of parrots at a local baseball field collecting twigs to recreate a nest post the storm. It's amazing how resilient Mother Nature can be. And really quick, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't remind you how much we love helping people from all over the country buy and sell their homes here in Southwest Florida. So if you or anyone you know of are even thinking about moving, please feel free to contact me with the contact information below. All right, let's jump right in. Let's take a look at the components of buying a home. The first, if there are still homes available to buy. It's not a surprise that there were areas that were less hit by the storm than others. The hardest hits are going to be the islands, South Fort Myers or near the river, and parts of Cape Coral that were on or near water or at lower elevations. These all took the heaviest damage in part because it had the highest surge. There are also areas that tended to be older and building codes and elevations may not have been as stringent as current codes may be. These will begin to hit the market as people choose not to rebuild, and it will create an opportunity for investors to come in who want to flip or follow those BRRRR investment models, which stand for buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. These investors will have more options than ever before to pick from, and it might be an opportunity for someone who wouldn't have been able to buy in this market in a beachfront or waterfront property previously, be able to buy and build. To be clear, I'm not saying that this is going to be a method for everyone. It is definitely not for the faint of heart, and it has a level of risk involved. But the market for those properties will exist, and those buyers will be out looking for it. But on the flip side of these irreparable homes are the homes that are in many parts that were not flooded, or they had minimal or fixable damage. Specifically, if a home was on higher elevation, or if it was newly built, or if it had a new roof, it was less likely to be heavily impacted. For homes that didn't flood, the damage is likely caused to be by wind or wind-driven rain. The most prevalent issues are going to be roofs that lost shingles, fencing that went down in the winds, and lanai screens blew out. Those are the hardest things to find right now with supply, and because of the heavy demand too, so they are currently waiting to get those repairs and then come back to market. I have a new listing coming up that was near the Gulf and built in the 60s, but every single surface has been recently renovated, including the roof, and it was on an 18-foot high ground and was redone recently with a brand new seawall that had been raised, so it came out of the storm without a single scratch. And another seller who had 2 lanai screens and a window break. She was able to have a general contractor come out and handle those items and continue on with their sale without too much delay from the hurricane. So my point is there were many homes that were able to go right back to market or handle some minor repairs and then are prepping to come back onto the market now. My expectation is that the people with no to moderate damage will get their repairs done and we'll see an increase of homes available. Also, new construction fared pretty well. It's no surprise that with the rapidly increasing population, we have a bunch of new construction going on already. There are even some new construction communities like Babcock Ranch in Punta Gorda area that were being built specifically to withstand storms. They're built on higher ground to stringent wind force codes, and their buried utilities make Babcock Ranch one of the nation's touted most resilient in Southwest Florida. Many people will want to continue calling Fort Myers home. There are many people who have faith that the community will rebuild and come back stronger, just as past statistics suggest. And as people continue to move to Fort Myers and for the beautiful weather or for the opportunity to live in a coastal community, there will be different niches to the market to sustain their needs. In other words, if you're a buyer is considering new construction, then there are few reasons for you to abandon your search. If you're looking into resale home options, there are plenty that didn't flood and will be repaired quick and in a quick timetable. And if you're a flipper or investor, then there is a slew of properties that will become available for you too. Let's talk about a second component to buying a home, the cost. Prices are still affordable. Now, I know, the word on the street is that housing is completely unaffordable prices. Florida did see the most exponential growth than in any other state, with home sale prices increasing over 26%. But in this area, we are seeing parts that are still under the national average. According to Realtor.com, median home sale prices nationally were at $425,000 in October of 2022. But in Cape Coral, the median home sale price was $322,500. And in Fort Myers, the median sales price was $385,000. In fact, if we use all 1,058 homes that sold in the MLS within the region, the median sales price was $390,000. Now, a median price finds where the middle point is in all of the sales. So there will be options that will be costing more, there will be options that cost less, but as you can see, there are still opportunities for those who want to move and be able to do so. Now let's talk about the third component to buying the home, the finances. There are still ways to pay for it. Around the country, the chatter has been rapidly increasing interest rates. But did you know that on last Thursday, interest rates dropped the most they've done since 2009? There are still loan programs out there as low as 5.5%, which may have sounded crazy earlier this year, but keep in mind that historically the average 30-year fixed rate is around 8%. So we are still in historic low rates. Also, for those who have lost everything in Hurricane Ian, there are special loan programs for those who qualify that offer low interest rates and no money down. And for those who are looking to buy in the area but may need a little more work, FHA offers loans at lower interest rates for homes that need renovations. Lastly, keep in mind that many buyers moving to the area are still selling in higher price markets because of the lower national costs here that we've just discussed. These buyers may have more capabilities of paying outright with cash instead. Ultimately, this boils down to whether or not a buyer is ready, willing, and able. While the financial component will vary by person to person and their own unique circumstances, there are still homes here to buy and they are attainable for many. So then the question becomes, does the buyer want to? And again, that's going to be a personal answer. Many buyers will be coming for the more traditional reasons. Maybe they've changed their jobs, gone through a divorce, and need to be closer to family, and perhaps the reason is because they've loved the area and want to be a part of the Southwest Florida lifestyle. The truth is, some of the big attractors, like our beaches and islands, they have been damaged. And statistically, according to FEMA, it's going to take an average of about 13 months to recoup from a natural disaster. And we have a lot of recouping to do. But just as those parrots I showed you in the beginning, nature has a way of healing itself. And so do we as humans have a resiliency for rebuilding. If a buyer has the gumption to be part of that process, then this might be seen as an opportunity. All right, if you have any questions about the data or if you'd like to drill down and compare specific neighborhoods, like say Cape Coral versus Fort Myers, or waterfront homes or pool homes, or whatever your specific circumstances call for, then feel free to reach out to the contact information below in the description. Myself and a network of agents I have throughout the United States are here and they're ready to help you with your move. My video schedule can sometimes be erratic, so if you'd like more videos like this, then don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll be notified when we drop another one. If you're ready to get that ball rolling on your move to Southwest Florida, then here is a link in the description to set up a personalized home search that'll be tailored to you. Oftentimes when you search on web aggregates, it limits your capabilities, but when I build this search for you, you'll have many more options available, and then we can begin having a conversation about what your home in Florida looks like. Or feel free to use Cape Coral Fort Myers relocating.com for all the latest listings to hit the market and begin getting comfortable with what our marketplace is. There's no obligations. And don't forget to add me on social media and follow along as we post weekly articles and information that you may find handy and give you insight as to what life in Florida looks like. As always, we really appreciate it when you leave us a comment, hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bells so that you can be notified when we drop future videos that help you with living in Southwest Florida. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I wish you much health and happiness.